Okay, so do it again. Once again, the first one you created new layers, right? Remember? We did layer, new layer, okay, and that created a new layer. So don't do this, I'm just recording. Second one, we press this icon right here, and we came up with the 2 layers. And then we screenshot it and put it right here. Okay, so. Okay, and then put it right here. All right, and then we named the layers. You just double click here, and you can type whatever you want, okay? You double click it and rename it to whatever you want. You can, or, you know, whatever the case may be. All right, so. Okay, now the third one is moving the layers. So here's what we're going to do, okay? I would like you to create another layer any way you want, okay? So layer, new layer, or the icon, create a third. Layer, new layer. Now notice that when you highlight, watch what I do. If my layer 1 is highlighted, okay, and I create a new layer, guess what? Bless you. It's created right on top of that, okay? Now, if I was to delete it, Command Z, Z as in zebra, and I highlight the second layer, and I click on to create a new layer, where's it going to be? Right on top. Okay, so you want to make sure that you know where you want to place a new layer, but in this case, 1, 2, and 3, or I actually named it, I think I named it, call this Alexia, and we'll call this Ramon. Okay. I'll name the next one Zeke. Zeke is such a cool. You don't mind Zeke, do you? All right. So, anyways, there we go. Okay. So now go to your first layer. In my case, it's Alexia. Okay. Now on the toolbar, right here. Click on anything you want, if it's elliptical or a rectangle, whichever one you want. Go ahead. Now, watch first. You can create a circle here, okay? It could be like this. It could be like this. It could be like this. To create a perfect circle, a very perfect circle, where the width and the height are the same, press and hold the Shift key and kind of like drag it down like that. See that? Now, these little moving things here, okay, they're basically the selected area, but I like to call them the marching ants, okay? So, because they look like they're ants that are marching, okay? So, you should have that, and go ahead and let go. Now, does everybody have this little bar below? Does anybody not have that? Raise your hand if you don't have that. You don't have that? Okay. So for those who don't have that, let's go to, let's see, Window, and go down all the way down, close to the bottom, and use Contextual Taskbar, okay? So you should have it now. All right, and in this case, let me show you really quickly, because we're going to do 3 circles here. So I want to fill this with a color, okay? So let's go ahead and right-click, all righty? Right-click and select Fill. Right-click and select Fill. And you're going to get this little dialog box here. Is everybody with me? Okay. George, you good?
Right-click?
Huh?
Right-click?
Right-click inside the circle. Okay, now let's say, for instance, I mess up. Okay, don't do this, but just watch. What if whoops, my circle is gone. How do I get it back? Guys, history. Click on history and go back 1. There it is again. Wow, magic. All right, now, right click, fill, and and if you have color listed, drop down, select color again. And now you'll have a nice little color palette. Now, for those of you who have kind of weird jagged colors, uncheck web only colors, because when you do that, it's going to be jagged. So now you want it smooth, okay? So choose, this looks like a nice little candy color. I like that. So now notice this. Over here, this is the color that you want, and this is the color that was. First thing you do when you work a color picker is that you want to choose the slides. Okay, so the slide is right here. Everybody check it out, okay? All right, pretty dope, okay? And then once you have a color that you see, then you kind of go into the big body here and move the mouse until you find a shade that you like. Okay, I kind of like this green. That's pretty cool. Well, or maybe yellow. Nah, green. Okay, and then when you move, you can also be given different options here as well. Okay, so maybe you like that. I like that. Okay, so press OK, and we'll discuss about these numbers later. Press OK, and then press OK again, and boom, there it is. Okay. Now, hold on. Now, when you go to film, I can actually undo. Go ahead and Command Z. I have opacity at 50. I'm going to put it at 100. Okay? And then press OK again. There I have it. Pretty cool. All right, everybody good? Yes, no? Okay, let's go. Yes.
I don't have the color tool.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but I don't see it.
Look for it. Do you have this tool right here? No.
No.
Okay, move the cursor. Do you have it selected?
The other one.
Do you have the circle still there?
You know what? I think I have a rectangle.
A rectangle?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Here, I'll go there. Oh. Man, no wonder I thought it was karate, dude. It's you. All right, so on your own, create a new circle and create a new layer. So select the new layer first. Okay. So this time I'm going to choose Ramon's layer. Okay, so first you got to highlight the new layer. Then
And how do we highlight it?
you just click, you just touch it. See, you just touch it. And then you're going to go ahead and create another circle or square and do the same thing. This time I like to introduce you to the conceptual bar right here. So instead of right clicking fill, you can click here on this little icon way down here, and then it'll say fill color. So now you can choose a new color, okay, and notice that I'm going to choose green. Okay, and then go and by the way, with the marching ant still marching, look what happens when I have it under the marquee tool. Look what happens to the cursor when I move it inside the circle. See, look at that. It changes. See? So now I can, with the marching ant still marching, I can actually get this out and use it again. But I have to make sure that I use this layer. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and click here again, and I'll choose yet a third new color. Whatever. There we go. You know, again, if that confuses you, okay, let me know right now. You good, George?
I can't highlight this.
You can't find what?
I can't highlight.
This one, okay, so now watch what happens, okay? Think about a pancake. I'm sure everybody here has had pancakes, right? All right. When you look down at a pancake, which layer do you see? The first one, right? That's where the butter goes. That's where the syrup pours onto, right? Am I right? Right. Okay. Best pancakes in the world? I say IHOP, right? All right. So, just curiosity. How many of you eat a pancake one layer at a time? They start with the first one and then the second one. Or how many would do that? Ramon? You eat one layer at a time?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody else does it the barbaric way, right? They just like take a fork and they stab it all the way through, and then they stuff that thing in their mouths, right? Barbarism. Okay. Anyway, so what? Okay, so let's see. Which one are we doing? Okay, so we are at moving layers. Now watch this. The top layer. Now here's the move tool right here. Here's the move tool. Now the top layer, okay, whatever it is, you'll notice you can move it. Now notice what happens. It goes above my third layer, and then it goes up the second layer. So it's always there. But now, if I highlight the second layer, which is the green, and I try to move it, while it goes on top of the pink, because look, the green is on top of the pink, watch what happens when I, hold on. Watch what happens when I try to move it over the orange. Look, it's behind it. See? It goes over the pink because it's above the pink in layers, but it's below the orange. So you see, it goes behind it. Pretty crazy. And the orange will go above everybody. See, look at that, boom, boom. But the poor pink, poor Alexia, will be behind people. See? All right, so take a screenshot, and we're going to move layers. But here, how can we get Alexia to be the top person? Watch this. Okay, I'm going to grab her layer and move it on top. See, I'm going to gradually, manually move it on top, and now Alexia is on top. See that? And Ramon, you're way down at the bottom. Sorry. Okay.
I am?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
It's okay.
I didn't notice that.
Okay, so basically, Alexa is on top. Alexia, sorry. She just looked at me. It's like, if you call me that again, I will. You think 9/11 was bad? Okay, so Ezekiel is right in the middle. All right. And by the way, you don't have to highlight the layers. You can just click on the move tool right here and just tap the element that you want to move, and tap the element you want to move, and tap the element you want to move. You can also like right click on it and know exactly the name of the layer. See? I go here, this is Alexia, this is Ramon, and this is Ezekiel. Okay? So go ahead, and what I'd like you to do, listen up, y'all. Take a screenshot, okay, of this. All right, put it right here. And then what I also like you to do, go ahead and move it again, this time in a different arrangement, and take another screenshot, and then put it next to each other. There it is right there. So it looks, at least I know that it looks like you are, there it is right there, okay? So that means moving layers. That's really, really important. Okay, now the next one is even more fun. George, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We got just about 20 minutes, under 20 minutes, and I kind of want to stop after this. All right, so let me show you about styles. That's the next one. Okay, let's click on the very first layer. Okay, now watch what happens. Go to Layer, Layer Style. And let's go ahead and look at all these styles. Let's try Drop Shadow.
Drop shadow?
Yes, sir. And already, when you see this box, already you see a little drop shadow. And by the way, all blend modes should be normal. You can control the opacity of that drop shadow. Now, a shadow, I'm sure most of you see in the shadow, is determined by the intensity of light. Even though it's overcast now, you can still see a faint shadow. However, in a very hot day with no clouds, your shadow becomes darker, right? So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that a shadow is never purely black, okay? It's never purely black. So the opacity, it might go this, it might go like that, okay? But mostly it's dark gray. And then you can choose which angle depending on what time it is and where the sun's at.
Drop shadow.
And go ahead and play with distance, spread, okay? This is something that's really up to you to decide. All right, there we go. Okay, and then once you're okay with it, press OK. All right, so let's go to the middle one, the pink one, and then let's choose a different. Okay, go to select all. I don't know.
Select what?
Where is it? Okay. Layer style. Sorry, not select. Sorry, I had a old person's brain fart. Okay, layer style, and now let's try outer glow. Since it's Alexia, definitely a glow outwards. Okay, outer glow. Okay, look at that. She is glowing, and you can have different again. Blend mode is normal. Okay, now you can learn all these other modes, but that's for more advanced. As I had mentioned probably before, that in college, Photoshop is something you take for 4 to 5 semesters. Okay, so now I can choose a different color. Okay, so let's say I do that one. I can choose a different opacity, and I can choose spread and size a little bit more. Okay, so you see that? I can do all this craziness. I'm not very versed with this contour stuff, but if you're willing to try, go for it. I mean, no one is stopping you. All right, anyway, so just kind of play around with it, and whatever looks good to you, okay? So there we go. Now, I'm going to show you a different way. So we got the top layer, we've got drop shadow, we've got an outer glow. Now, just like how you can go to create a new layer, just layer, new layer, go to the bottom right, and you'll see there's a thing called FX. Right there, FX. Click on that, and you'll see the same old things as the menu. So this time, let's go to bevel and emboss. Click here. And by the way, you'll notice here, oops, I chose the wrong one. Well, you notice here, I chose layer number 2. I got bevel and both checked. So I just want an outer glow, so I uncheck that. But if I want a drop shadow, I click on drop shadow, and I can add both. Okay? Both of everything. So let's go that. Now I want to click on the orange layer, and I'm going to go click on FX, and this time I'm going to choose bevel and emboss. Okay, and there it is. See how it kind of, and you notice you can choose emboss, you can choose outer bevel, whatever works. Okay, inner bevel, okay, maybe emboss there. I don't know what pillow emboss is. Okay, it looks pretty cool, but I like emboss. Okay, and then you can choose depth. Okay, you can choose size. Okay, press OK. All right. Okay, take a screenshot of this, please. This whole workspace. Because one of the things I'm going to be looking for is adding styles that I see this. All right, and let's try to save this, okay? So file, let's put this inside let's go ahead and do file, save a copy. Okay, file, save a copy, and let's go to downloads, graphics, unit 1, and I think let's create a new folder called lesson 3, okay, lesson 3. Okay. And then I would save it in layers, so make sure it's Photoshop. I'll do this again. So I got a multi-layered image here. So go to File, Save a Copy. Okay, and then we're going to click on this icon right here. Okay, this icon right here. Find the downloads, or find your one graphics. Okay,
So,
Unit 1, and then create a new layer, new folder called Lesson 3.
where do okay.
I'll be there to help you. And then let's go ahead and select Photoshop, and then just call this. Let's see, what are we going to call this? We are going to call this U3L4. Okay, so call this U3L4 PSD. Inside the Lesson 3 folder, inside the Unit 1 folder, inside the One Graphics folder. And make sure it's Photoshop, okay? We'll open this tomorrow. Hopefully you'll have this. All right, that's it. The rest of the period is yours, and this is the time I kind of help people out as best as I can.